Okay, what is up, guys? Today I'm gonna do my review of my XSR900. So I got a 2017 model, but I think they're pretty much the same throughout the years. And I've been loving it. It's been great, super reliable, great performing, and I love the looks of the bike. That's the reason I got it, right? That's the main reason we get our bikes, right? Is the way we like the way it looks, the way it performs, and I think Yamaha did an awesome job with the looks. When I first saw it, I knew I had to have it basically because back in 2016 when I first started riding, I picked up a Honda Magna 1985, and that bike really made me fall in love with retro classic looking bikes with the circle headlight and a round tank. And this isn't absolutely retro, right? It's kind of like retro inspired. But I really love the way it turned out. I think Yamaha did an awesome job on the looks. I love the headlight, the big tank. I love bikes with big tanks. And the seat, I love this way the seat goes along with the tank. It's so proportionate. And even the rear swing arm looks good, but that's taken off the FZ. And I love the low sporty handlebars. That's cool. And the offset dash, that's a nice touch, but again, that's kind of taken off the FZ09, besides the way it looks. And that's a cool bracket with the Yamaha emblem. And actually, when I first saw this panel, I wasn't too excited about it. It was fine, really, but at least they actually designed or styled these bolts because they're just hexes, but they drilled in some little holes to give it a little cooler look. And really all I done to it was add these bar end mirrors, give it a little more sporty look. And the stock mirrors give you better view, but I like the way the bar ends look on this bike. And even the way the engine looks, I think it's pretty cool. And yeah, it's been awesome, super reliable, like I said, great performing. And I just really like the way it turned out. I think Yamaha did a good job. I'm super happy they made this bike. Because actually, when I was looking to get another one, I had my R1 and the Magna still at the time. I picked this one up, and I was looking for something more upright, a little more comfortable for the street, because the R1 is so leaned over. And I was kind of having a difficult time because when I started riding a Yamaha, the R1, I started liking the look of of the super sports. So I was actually gonna maybe pick up the FZ, but to get something a little more different, and I knew I always wanted this all along, so I ended up basically picking the XSR, and super happy I did. I really like the looks. I keep saying it, but I do really like it, and I do kind of think the headlight is kind of looking small sometimes, but you can always pick up an aftermarket one, a larger one, but that's gonna be more money. But it's cool. These Some people change these out, but this is a nice touch. Yamaha took some time to design this. Even this bracket, give it some accents. The pipe's cool too. It's fine, but I actually just picked up a Kropovich, so I'm gonna put that on soon, maybe the next couple videos. So it's gonna sound awesome. That's another reason I bought this bike is that I love the way it sounds at high RPMs. I love the way multi-cylinder engines sound when you're just revving it out. So yeah, should sound pretty good once I put that on. But yeah, enough about the looks. Basically, it's my opinion. I think it looks great. Some people may not, they'll go for the FZ more. That's fine. It's all your opinion, right? It's up to you, your style, and all that. But the performance, going to the performance, it's just the styled FZ09, right? So it's got the same performance, awesome engine. It's got the power. It does really good on the highway. You can merge no problem, and if you need to make a move, you maybe have to, drop a couple gears. but it's not like a super sport. The R1, that thing slays the highway. That's its playground. But for this, it does fine on the highway. But I love the way it does on the parkways and the boulevards and the twisties. This is an awesome handling bike. You feel so good. It feels really good, basically ripping through the streets. But you gotta be careful not to get in trouble. But basically, yeah, I love the way it performs on the streets. Super fun. Sometimes when I'm on the highway, just getting to a destination, sometimes I'll take an exit or two early, just so I could rip it on the street. And yeah, and kind of going back to the looks, it's kind of funny. I guess people see it and they think it's a slow bike. They just came out of a turn or somewhere out of a driveway, and I'm just sitting at a stoplight, like you always end up being, like this. And I'm just sitting here minding my own business. A car, doesn't matter, sedan, SUV, even minivan, they come out of nowhere. They don't even line up with me. They'll go over the line, and I know they're ready to just try to take off and try to show off to me or their passenger or whatever. And you know, it's so funny because you could take them all the time. They're almost redlining their engine, trying to, you know, beat you. It's the white line, I guess. But you could take them super easily. You don't even have to redline this thing, and you'll just take them. And to throw in a little more fun, you could just max wrist them. You can't let them do that to the Yamaha. You gotta show them what the Yamaha can do, right? I spent all my money on this. You gotta show what I can do with it. But yeah, these streets. Super fun to rip on. So I've owned it for about 16,000 miles. I picked it up in February of 2018, so I already put 16,000 miles on it so far, and my thoughts on it have basically stayed the same since the first 5,000 or 7,000. That's when I kind of broke it in, got used to it, how it feels, how it runs. And basically, it's a sport bike, right? It's taken off the FZ. It's still upright. You got a comfortable position, but there's a very slight lean forward. You'll notice it after maybe a few hours, 2 or 3 hours riding. You feel your weight kind of going on the wrist, and it's fine. Just take breaks, and you know you'll feel more energized, not as slouched, because you're kind of slouching by then, I guess. But also the seat is actually kind of stiff. When I first saw when I see the bike through photos, you think that the seat's gonna be more comfortable than it actually feels. Honestly, it's kind of stiff. But after breaking it in after the first 5,000 miles, it got a little better. But it is kind of stiff, and kind of combined with the sort of slight lean forward riding position, you are kind of sitting on your perineum. So it does get uncomfortable, but just take frequent breaks, I guess, if you're traveling far. I haven't tried a seat pad, so I'm not sure how that would feel on this bike, but I guess if you're doing long miles, the seat is not too comfortable because, like I said, it's actually a sport bike. You need that stiff seat to, bounce off of, to basically switch your body position. But still love the way the seat looks. And kind of, I guess, still talking about comfort, the suspension is also kind of stiff too. I actually was bouncing off of the back. My bottom was bouncing off the back seat over some bumps, and I just lessened the preload on the rear shock, maybe 1 or 2 notches, I forgot. But the tool it comes with, super easy, and then that made the bike, feel a lot better. But the suspension also broke in about 5,000 miles, so it started feeling pretty good. Not as stiff, but again, it's a sport bike, so you do need that. I do appreciate the stiff suspension in the twisties, and on a smooth road to take, you know, a corner, you need that stiff suspension. But yeah, this is an awesome all-around bike. I'm not going too hard, there's quite a few cars going, guys. And so even though I say like this thing rips on the street, you do gotta have some self-control, right? Because this will tear everything up, and it can get you into a lot of trouble. But as long as you got self-control, this thing does slow down very nicely. I've taken to this bike to SF, quite a few times now, and you can slow it down to the traffic speed in downtown just fine. You might have to play with the clutch a lot, especially in the downtown traffic and going up all the tight spaces in the hills, but it does fine. And what really helps actually is the clutch is so easy to pull in. I never had a cramp, riding through the city. I don't know what it is. I forget the technology name, but the clutch is super easy to pull in on this bike. You have no issues, really. You have to use it a lot, but I don't stay in the downtown too often because you're not moving too much. But you have to get somewhere downtown, and using the clutch a lot, it's super easy. And the bike slows down nicely, and then also on an 80-degree day, on the R1, the fairings, it would get so hot in between your legs, especially at a stoplight. And I think my left leg was kind of slightly burning too. It was slightly burning my left leg for some reason, not my right. But on this bike, it's not as big of a displacement. It's only 3 cylinders also. But I never have any issues really. I can feel the heat, but not really any issues where it's like super hot or I can't stand it. Basically, in terms of gas, I'm getting like maybe like 42 to 43 miles per gallon, and then I thought I would get around 45, but I guess it's the way I ride it. I'm pretty sure you can get squeezed 45 out of it easily, especially if you're just cruising on the highway. But still pretty good for the performance you get out of this bike. And then oil changes, it's super easy to do on the bike. Just in general, it's super easy to do. And you only have to buy 3 bottles. So, not too bad actually. Because I know on the R1, you would have to buy like 4 bottles starting, because you would use like 3 1/4. So it was kind of annoying. I had to keep track of that 4th bottle. Sometimes I'd forget I had it, forgot where I put it, and then I ended up buying 4 bottles again. So ending up having more oil than I needed and spending more money than I had to. This one's super easy. It just barely uses like just under 3. So pretty good. Yeah, and I just fill up 91, that's what it says on the sticker. So, been following that, and yeah, you fill it up, probably should be safely around 100 miles. That's basically all the bikes I've owned, it's always been like that. To sum it all up, it's a awesome sporty bike. And so this bike is basically for someone who likes that retro sort of look. And this is becoming very popular in bikes, the Neo Retro, even the CD line, they're coming out with their own sort of. To me, they look more modern compared to this one. I really like the way this one looks. And if you do want something more retro, there's the the Z900 RS. That looks pretty cool too, honestly. I kind of want to see how that one feels riding. But basically, if you want like a retro inspired, but still modern technology and performance, this is basically really good performance. This is an awesome all-around bike. It can take you, highways, tight streets. Great performance, great gas mileage, awesome sounding, and yeah, thank you to Yamaha for making this awesome bike. So yeah, basically that's my review for this bike, and thanks again guys for watching. Catch you in the next video.